Is this thing on?
It's on. We are live.
Mic check, mic check.
I know, mic check. Welcome to Two Queens and Crystal Things, the podcast where we are on some manifest your life.
Come on now.
Shift your mind.
Yes.
And raise the consciousness type of shit.
Hey.
I am Christy.
And I am Mia. And you can consider us your spiritual girlfriends for the next hour. Hey. Okay, so recap last week. We talked about the spiritual, archetypal, and psychological idea of feminine energy, the highest, most inspiring expression of femininity that we like to call the divine feminine. So if you haven't gotten in touch with the divine feminine you, let me tell you something. We hope you all listen to this episode because it will spark a new appreciation for the power that you hold as a woman. Yes, and again, let's remind, we all have divine feminine and divine masculine energy.
Yes, we have both.
Last week when we did this, it was the week of International Women's Day,
yeah.
So we were celebrating the ladies. But you have a new appreciation for the power that you hold. I mean, like I said, we are the original alchemist. We turn seed to life.
I love that.
I mean, it's beautiful. So okay, I'm getting a chill. So anyway, all right. So we are excited. So if you guys haven't checked it out, Divine Feminine Rising. Okay.
Yes, it is.
So what are we talking about today, Christy?
First of all, and the wine is kicking in. But first of all, you do not want to cross a woman. You just don't. I'm sorry. You do not. When a woman is pissed, no, seriously.
Oh my God.
When a woman,
You don't make me laugh.
when a woman is mad, she will become like Inspector Gadget. She will find whatever she needs to. She will take care of some stuff. So divine feminine, you all embrace that. Embrace the power and know that you are powerful. So anyway, sorry.
This isn't personal at all. She's totally
No,
fine,
it's not
I
personal.
swear.
Yeah, I'm great. I'm great.
I'm great. Everything's awesome. What are you talking about?
Just a reminder, So today we are discussing living in gratitude, which is I need to kind of recalibrate myself. So this is good.
Yes. Come on, baby.
I know. Living in gratitude and the importance of adding the exercise of gratitude into your everyday practice and way of living.
Yeah.
And we talked, like in our manifestation episode, we talked about how gratitude can help you attract those things that you want into your life because it actually heightens your vibration.
Oh, yes. I can't wait to get into that because I've done it. Like, yes, go.
So according to Sansone Sansone, the definition of gratitude states the appreciation of what is valuable and meaningful to oneself and represents a general state of thankfulness and or appreciation. And so gratitude exercises, I mean, honestly, the reason why I liked that particular definition is that it doesn't deal with materialistic things, like, because our life is valuable, like our children are valuable, and our families are meaningful, and so it's not just a gift.
General in terms of having gratitude for things that are meaningful and valued for you,
and it doesn't have to be like a new car or anything. It just be like, man, I woke up, I am grateful. But gratitude exercises are practiced by many cultures around the world. There are Buddhist monks who begin each day with a chant of gratitude for the blessings of their life. There are Native American elders who begin each ceremony with grateful prayers to Mother Earth and Father Sky, to the four directions, to the animals, to the plants, mineral brothers and sisters who share our earth and support our life. So gratitude is huge. Also in Tibet, there are monks and nuns who offer prayers of gratitude for the suffering they have been given. And so gratitude is an exercise.
Ooh, interesting.
Gratitude is an exercise that a lot of people practice.
So you just made me think about something you were saying about how the monks get up every day and they chant, in gratitude. When I was going through, I just remembered this, when I was going through the worst times. That dark night of the soul, trying to remind myself who I am, and you feel like like I felt like my world had collapsed. What I would force myself to do I mean, I'm talking about, you know.
Yeah, it's hard. Sometimes
it's like
you just have to, like,
you just in
let me
there.
just find one thing.
Just find one thing. So that's exactly what I would do. So when I would wake up in the morning, and because before, and I would just say, okay, I'm like, all right, I'm still here, and I would just say thank you. Just like, okay, and I just be like thank you, and I just kept having to remind myself that I'm here for a reason.
Yep.
But I had to find one thing. So then I would say thank you, and I would just think of one thing before I got out that bed. I mean, and some days it's just like, I'm thankful for this 800-count thread sheet. Like, I could, like, what do I? Okay, I like my, you know what I mean? Like, and I would have to. I would be like literally crying, like forcing myself. No, Mia, you have to do this, because I couldn't get out the bed. It's just like, I'm like, nope, come on, Mia. Like, we're thinking. And so I think that gratitude, having an appreciation for, you know, just where I am right in this moment, because it could be anything else.
Yeah.
Helped me to start to heal my heart and kind of get out of that, you know, start getting to the next steps. But I mean, honestly, it's because I feel like you can find it in any moment, you know?
Yeah. And there are some, and you know, I know that there are some listeners who are struggling, who might be going through the dark night of the soul, or who might just be so like in a deep funk, or who just like might feel like everything is going wrong in your life. But we are here to let you know that we've gone through it. But if you can find one thing every day to be grateful for, it will change. I'm telling you, it will change your whole perspective.
And literally anything, like I like my hair texture.
I'm grateful for this glass of wine.
I think that wine was more grateful for you.
I'm grateful for the grapes that made the wine.
Wait, remember we were talking about having going through that rough time. I literally remember having one of those moments, and this is what got me out of this moment too. Was like, okay, stop. You're here. You find something. You got to find something. But you know, have you ever silent cried?
Oh, yeah.
You know, but I mean, it's the ugliest cry on earth, but you like literally are screaming.
Yes.
Your mouth's open. Baby, I just had a picture of myself silent crying in the bathroom at work. And I was just like, oh my God, I didn't know what to do. Like, I was done. Like, I just wanted all to stop.
Oh, is that what you were sharing?
Oh, yes. That was that time.
Is it on your blog?
No, I didn't put it up there yet. But I wrote this thing from this moment. I just remembered the phrase. From this moment that I had was, when I felt like the walls are crashing, I just didn't want it anymore. I don't want none of this anymore. Like, make everything stop. But if that means I got to go, then that's okay. Just stop it all. Yeah. And I was so caught up in that dark moment. And I was at work, y'all, in the middle of the day, and you know I'm the only spot around.
I'm the only spot in the buttermilk.
I have run to this bathroom, and I am like in the stall in the corner, and I am. If I had allowed the sound to come out of my mouth, I am screaming, but I'm crying, but there is not a sound coming out. Every once you hear that ache, that but like I couldn't allow it to come out, and I literally had to. I had to talk myself out of it. Like, okay, Mia, okay, like talk it out, and it was all about. Remember who you are. Like this, this is for a reason. This is going to help people. And I went back to my desk. And I wrote down that moment, and I remember, and I think I wrote it on there that this is, the purpose that I have on my life. This moment is going to mean something to a lot of people. Yeah. So my guys told me to write it down, and I wrote it down.
It's really good,
man. It was really good. But gratitude. That was gratitude that got me out of that toilet. I literally, because I did not know I did not know how to do, what to do, how to think. Yeah. I was stuck, and I'm like, I want to cry, I want to yell, I want to punch shit, I want to just melt into the I want to do all of that at the same time. And when you start feeling, when you get that, and and I don't want to sound morbid, but you get to that point, you start thinking like, I don't want to, I didn't sign up for this. Like, but gratitude will make you be like, okay, but you did.
I went through that. Yeah, but you did. So I went through that in my first marriage. when, I went through physical abuse and emotional abuse, financial abuse, every type of abuse. And I remember I started developing anxiety, and I would have panic attacks.
Oh, child.
And I remember one night when I was crying because I had no idea where my husband was. His phone was left at the house. He took my car, so I was just like, okay, he's probably with another woman. And I'm crying, and I'm like shaking uncontrollably. And then I finally got to a point where it's just like, why am I doing this? And I'm losing sleep too. And I'm like, why am I doing this?
Why for?
I have 2 children, 2 amazing children that I am so grateful for. 2 beautiful children. And so they are actually the ones that I focus my gratitude on. That's what helped me out. That's what helped to get me out.
And so, I mean, if you think about it, it's so simple.
Yeah.
The concept of having
Just
gratitude is so simple. If I can find one thing.
I'm grateful the sun is out.
Yes. I'm grateful that I can hear birds outside my window.
I'm grateful that I have full use of my arms, my legs, my eyes. I have my health.
Yes.
I'm grateful
that I'm able. I took another breath today. That means I still got life in me to live. Like anything.
And purpose. That means you have purpose. If you are here, you have purpose.
Yes. So, but that gratitude helps bring it back, and it's so easy, but it's so powerful. It's just one thing. I don't care what it is. I like my pajamas, and I don't. No, I'm serious, because I don't want to make it.
That's true.
I'm not necessarily, the purpose is obviously not to, serve up material things, but sometimes when you are feeling so worthless, you will find some value in things that really are worthless, just so you can have something.
Yeah.
Like, oh yes, I have nothing else. I have nothing. I can't think of anything right now. Okay, I kind of like these pajamas. Okay, I'm grateful for these. Like, start there.
Yep.
And sometimes what would get me out of bed is laughing at myself because of the dumb. I'll be like, oh my God, you're so crazy. You know what I mean?
Yep. But I will say that once you can find that one thing, then it's like, okay, I can't think of anything, but I'm grateful that the sun is out. And then maybe the next day is like, wow, I'm grateful the sun is out and the weather is nice. Oh, yes. Man, like, okay, then the day after that, it's like, oh, I'm grateful the sun is out, the weather is nice, and I have my health. Then you start learning that it's like, okay, there are other things outside of
this.
Right.
If I really look at the full picture of my life, I probably have more to be grateful for than I am than not.
Yes.
Not probably, actual facts. But.
Yes.
Okay. That ugly cry. Woo, child.
But that's real, you know?
I mean, so real.
But have you guys, and this has happened to me sometimes, you just wake up. I mean, actually, now I feel like it's more consistent, but have you ever had those moments where you wake up and you are just like, oh, MG, I am so grateful.
Oh, yes.
Like, there are times
God.
Like, there are times where I get in my car, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I have this car. Oh my gosh, like I live in this house, or I live in this space, or I have this job, or there are people without a job. Like, I'm so grateful for everything, and that shifts your whole attitude.
That happens to me actually quite a bit when I'm walking around the house. I just it'll just come over me, and I I'm very sensitive to my emotions. Like, sometimes it will come over me, and it is, and like I'll tear up because I'm just like, oh my God, like, and it strengthens you, because it having gratitude for what you have and where you are, it strengthens you because it reminds you, like, I did this.
Yep.
And I did this.
Something that I wanted to share, and this kind of just popped up. Anytime we pause to really focus on gratitude, our vibrational frequency increases to 540 megahertz. So I think in one of our episodes, I don't remember which episode it was, but we talked about like that frequency cone.
Yes. And
how like envy is at the bottom and then love is at the top.
Well, I forgot what episode, but yes,
or enlightenment is like 700, but expressing or having that attitude of gratitude is huge. If you can just find one thing, it will shift your attitude.
Absolutely. So, I'm going to move the numbers around. I'm going to put 2 at the bottom, okay?
Okay.
So another thing about gratitude, it helps you, or it can help you, see, and we're air quoting good in bad situations. Good and bad, we're air quoting, because, you know, I'm not really going to get into look, I'm not about to get into that, but so situations that you will find were probably like negative. We just talked about this earlier.
We just talked about it, which is why I came up on here wearing my petty panties.
But I was telling her how, when you break up with somebody and you have those moments where, it's just somebody that you had a connection with, or you miss, whatever it is. And I said, when I get angry or upset with, how it ended, what helps me to remember it, and kind of get out of that space is I have such gratitude for the experience. Like, I do feel like I'm better off for the experience. So having gratitude is just like, oh my goodness, I see how I grew from this. I see, I see all the benefits of who I am now when I became from a situation, even just like, so you can look back on a situation that was, where you look like this was negative, and you start looking at actually I would do it all again.
Yeah.
Knowing that it's not going in like this, because the experience that was, so when you start looking at it, but the experience that I had was amazing.
Yep.
And so that allows me to just like, okay, I'm okay.
And I think the thing that helps me is that I focus on the lessons that I learned from even the negative things. Because had I not gone through what I went through with my first husband, had I not gone or
speak on it,
had I not, I'm still going through it.
Right.
With the second husband, I wouldn't be where I am. So I am grateful to them, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here. And I mean,
well, because you know what? Because seriously, think about this, guys. Everybody has a purpose in our lives, and we also have purpose in everybody's lives. And some people are here to stretch us so that we see how strong that we are.
Whew, stretch.
Whew, child. Whew. Girl, that's what I told somebody the other day. I was like, let me tell you something. I don't ever want to get married. And she was like, oh no, Mia. I'm like, no, I believe in the sanctity of marriage. This is from primary research. I did this twice.
I'm not interested.
I can be with somebody forever.
Right. Like I'm not interested in.
But I'm just saying, this is primary research we're talking about. This is, I'm not talking out the side of my neck. No, done it twice. Look, did it again, and wrote a book about it. Leave me alone.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. But some people are their mission or their point, and when they cross with us, is to stretch us, or they may be here to remind us who we are. Sometimes that growth or that awakening is painful, right?
Oh my gosh, yes.
So that's what I'm saying. So even in the painful situations, when we're saying, and I know somebody listening, should I have no gratitude for that funky pig,
for that Negro?
Fuck boy, it's something like but who you are because of that, how you discovered how strong you are, you can have gratitude for that. How it is that you were able to get yourself out of a situation, have gratitude for that. You can have gratitude for the fact that you've had this experience. So when you meet somebody who's even going down that road, you can have gratitude because you're like, oh, I'm not going to get God again. Seen it, been to this movie,
right?
Sat front row, VIP section, not going back to that one.
Not again.
So have gratitude for that. So instead of looking at it as it's all painful, being able to have gratitude for a situation that you think was so terrible, man, that just takes you whole. It takes your psyche, your consciousness, and it literally opens your heart in whole other areas and ways. It gets dimensional. You're just like, oh my God, I love my life, all of it. And that's when you start getting into for real.
And we've talked about that too. Like when we went to Asheville, it's like, oh my gosh, I love my life. I love it.
Seriously, because And it sounds so, well, and again, this does not mean that we are without challenges or are not upset. Sure. I'm like, I was in a slump before I got over here. Shit happens. You just like,
some shit just happened before we started recording.
Right. It's like, hey, it's life.
Yeah.
But understanding it's not going to stick, because I literally live my life with gratitude. Mm-hmm. It does not take much for me to get to feeling like literally, and this is allowing, when you living in the moment and having having gratitude in your daily life. It doesn't take much for me to feel like, I don't know what's going on with me. I'm feeling kind of icky. To being, like, okay, I'm at my girl's house, we're doing our podcast, and we're talking about, we plotting, you know what I mean? Plotting.
Don't cross a divine feminine.
So that's what we doing.
Right.
What I said, don't forget, baby, we giveth and he taketh away.
Oh, yes, we will.
So we, and
from your banketh accounteth too.
Oh my God. You're breaking the captain. Shut up!
It's true.
Oh my goodness, I cannot breathe. Okay. So sorry. But being in the moment of, okay, whatever I was slumping about before, that's not what I'm doing right now. Right now, I'm here, and I can be in this moment and have gratitude for right this second.
Present
what
moment.
I'm doing, like literally, and all that other bullshit. Because when you're present, you're not worried about what happened before I got here. I'm here right now, and I feel good right now. But if I go back and think, but what am I going to do when I leave? And should I do this or blah 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 blah? Then you never get to experience a moment. So having gratitude in a moment, I'm telling, it shifts your outlook, because nothing lasts forever.
And when you say that, and I feel like we talked about this before, like being in the present moment is also very powerful, because again, it allows you to feel those feelings in that present moment, and you're not thinking about the future, you're not thinking about what's going to happen afterwards, you're not thinking about what happened beforehand. You are in the present moment, feeling the good feelings. You always want to make sure that you are in the present moment.
I'll tell you this, sex is amazing when you're in the moment. Ooh. Well, you're not thinking about nothing else but what I'm doing right this second. Literally, what's this? A finger pad on your shoulders, like, oh my God.
Well, now I might have to try that.
Because like I'm right here, so all I'm thinking about is what I feel, and
So is that high or not high?
Ooh. High is
I'm telling you, high
is like
in sex.
And high and sex and being present.
Woo!
Gummy, girl, one of them good gummies. Flying away.
Jump on the rainbow ride, everybody.
You're thinking about like, oh my goodness, okay, am I going to get up and go to the gym in the morning, or am I this or blah blah blah? If you start, and it's natural to have these other thoughts, like, oh shoot, we got kids. Am I loud? This stuff, you might think about what you feel, but when you allow yourself to be right, it's like none other. It can take what I would call what you might describe as boring, or let's just say sex that you're used to. It can take very, routine, obligatory sex. That's what I call it. That's probably the pizza. It can take routine sex and turn it into a higher level, because like, I'm gonna be right here for this second, and it's that gratitude for being in the moment. It elevates every experience. Like, think seriously, taking a shower in the morning. Like, if you ever stop and just allow yourself to feel the water coming down on you, or if you're someone who takes a bath every day, whatever, but in that moment, right then, just having gratitude for, oh my God, this feels so good. So when we talk about living in gratitude, finding up in even the moments that you would consider mundane, a shower feels so different when you are just there.
Right. Yeah.
And you're just
right.
like, oh my goodness, the sun come, like I switched up my as this is what I do when I'm in the mood. Something changes in my house.
Actually, I hear that's common for a lot of women.
Like something changes. So I changed my like my bathroom in my room. That's when I added a little color in there. And so when I was taking my shower, and I allowed myself to be, and it was just like, oh my God, the light from the windows coming in, the way it goes against the color on, you know, the shower curtain going up. I mean, I allow myself to be, and I can kind of like see through it now. And then like just like literally feeling the water drops. It's just like be in this moment, just like this is
the bomb.
It's like, whew, not thinking like, let me hurry up, and you know what I mean. I still had to rush out because had stuff to do, but I got to be in that moment for that 5 to 7 minutes. Yep. And then when you I'm rubbing soap on me. It's just like this feels like my body. Yeah. Then I'm having, and I'm like, oh my body,
my temple.
I like this. You know what I'm saying? Now it goes from let me just shower and get out to I'm appreciating and loving and showing gratitude for the person that I am in this moment right now. And oh my God, I'm so thankful that I have water. My body scrub is amazing. I smell delicious. My water pressure is hot fire. Yep. You know what I mean? Like it's literally stuff like that.
So I think growing up, my father was very dramatic. And he always brought me back down to earth whenever I was just like, oh my gosh. He was like, Christy, there's someone right now being diagnosed with cancer. There's someone whose arm is being amputated.
Right. And when you're a kid, you're like, I'm sure there is, but it's not me right now. So I don't care.
Well, when he would say it, it would shut me down. I'm like, oh, wow. Okay, so whatever it is that I'm feeling, it's not that big of a deal because it's not that bad. And then, like, actually, when I was working at one of my jobs at the hospital, one of the doctors that I worked with, whenever something would happen and I would freak out, he was like, Christy, did anyone die? No one died. It's okay. Mm-hmm. So sometimes it's just finding the small things in life that are going right instead of focusing on all the things or even the small thing that's going wrong.
Can you tell him?
I'm about to.
Let's see. Okay. So moving on. Yes, I'm having gratitude for this Luminati's that we've been waiting for. Okay, sorry guys. Okay. Oh, we touched on this a little bit earlier. We did speak about this in another episode before about how having an attitude of gratitude allows you to become a magnet for your desires. Mm-hmm. And so I would honestly think outside of intention, gratitude is probably one of your best tools towards manifesting things that you want in your life.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Gratitude and like letting go of attachment.
Mm-hmm. And I would add intention. Because I think, knowing, because you have to have the desire. Yeah. It's because it's something telling, I actually, Uriel, in a meditation, oh God, what was it? Hold on. Something, there's something to when you're manifesting, having a strong desire. Because remember, it's vibrational. Right. So when you have like a strong desire for something, and it's not just like, so for instance, she's like, okay, I want to make $20 million. And it's just like, okay, I do. But when you have like a for real strong desire attached to it, it's like, it's because like, and you can see why you want, you can feel it, and you can get excited about it and all that stuff. That's how you manifest, more for you. And so, and for me, I know that when I want something, I'm going to make it happen. Yeah. Come hella hot water. It might not be today, but I guarantee you. It's going to happen. Yeah. And so, but and they're manifesting. That's the other thing. Faith that what I believe is to be is going to be.
Yeah, that is going to be, and it will be. And I think for me, it's just like not having. Because I know that we've all had things in our life where we're like chasing after it and we want it so bad. Mm-hmm. We want it so bad. Yeah, it's like we're fighting for it and we're chasing and we're running after it. Well, if we're putting that energy out.
Come on, tell them, girl.
Right. If you're putting that energy out, you will continue to chase. You'll continue to run after it because it's not. Right. So it's like, okay, this is what I want and I really want it. Set that intention, put it out there, let it go. And be grateful for it. Feel it. Feel it. So
that's okay. Have we done a manifestation episode? We did one earlier. Okay.
Yeah, we did. We need to do a workshop.
No, yeah, we do. You're right. So this is the one thing that I want to say about, having gratitude for where you are in your life, especially when we're talking about manifesting things that you want. I think she just left. Mm-hmm. I'm like, somebody's walking.
Hungry much?
Oh my goodness, I am. Oh my goodness. Hungry, y'all. What was I just saying? Oh my goodness. Oh, some people feel like, okay, so say, you want to buy a new home. Mm-hmm. And the place that you're in now, you're like, this is not what I want for my life. What I want is this, and this is what I'm working towards. And so some people will feel like if I'm like, being all grateful for this, it's like I'm telling myself in the universe this is good enough. Yeah. And that's not true. So a lot of people won't stop and smell when they're working their way to the roses. They won't smell the dandelion on the way. Mm-hmm. They won't smell the sunflower on there, anything, right. Because it's like, no, I'm not allowed to be happy and have gratitude for
until I get that rose.
Bing, exactly. But it's quite the opposite. Yeah. Having gratitude for what you have. Again, remember, you guys, everything is energy.
Even if it's not a lot.
Thank you. No, but everything is energy. Mm-hmm. So what you're putting out is, I know what satisfaction feels like. So, oh my goodness, I have such gratitude. And then the universe is like, oh my God, let me give her more to be thankful for. Let me give her more to be grateful for, because she's sending out that energy. But if you are sending out the not yet, not yet, not yet, it's going to forever be not yet, not yet, not yet.
So long.
And then that's when you start fighting and chasing as opposed to attracting like a magnet.
Yep.
Gratitude helps you to be the magnet.
Yep.
And not like I'm chasing, I'm going to get it. And here's the thing, you can get it, but you have missed so much life chasing and getting as opposed to just being and accepting.
Yep.
That now you look back and you're like, man, some of the best. I know like really a lot of really wealthy people and who have said that when they look back, it's like, man, some of the best times of my life were the process. Yes, and the process of getting there, the planning. And it's like, because you didn't allow yourself to be in the moment, now you're looking back at, I just wanted to be wealthy. Right. And now I got here, but now you're looking back like, man, those are some good-ass times. Yep. And now you're here wealthy, and you're still not being able to be appreciative or have gratitude for what you have. That's why at every moment, be grateful. That is not you not being ambitious. Right. That's not you letting go. It's just like, okay. Mm-hmm. There's something about that vibration and that energy. And I know for a fact there's so many things that I have definitely gratitude has brought into my life.
So I will say two things. So one, when you are expressing the energy of gratitude, make sure it's sincere. Mm-hmm. Like you just you can't just wake up and say, "Oh, I'm thankful for waking up," and not like have it not be sincere. Like you have to really feel it. What do you really feel? Be it.
Yes, Christy. Because like seriously, what do you have? That's why sometimes it's so hard because it's like, no, what do you actually feel some level of gratitude for?
And then I say this to my daughter a couple times or several times, but you cannot be trusted with more if you cannot be trusted with the little. So even if it's something that's little, like you want to make sure it's like, look, all I have is this. I am grateful for this, because you can't get to the next level if you're never appreciative or grateful for the little that you have. So you just want to make sure that you show appreciation for that.
Oh wait, hold on. Okay, then, we talked about this too. Mm-hmm. How, having gratitude can change your perspective.
Oh, absolutely.
And you were just talking about how this week you were, talking to people, and it was just like, it's really change your perspective. Yeah. Because it is so easy.
It is.
It's just, and it's the way, wait, is it raining outside?
I don't know.
Oh, that's the water. Sorry. Okay.
Oh. That's Kai.
No. Oh. It was that out there. Huh? No, you're fine, babe. I just heard it. I'm like, wait a minute, what is that water? Not you. Outside. Wow, that looks like a penis head on my Okay, sorry.
You guys, we've almost gone through a whole bottle, so who knows? what will come out?
Gratitude, changing your perspective, like, how you view things. Gratitude can do that. So again, we talked about how you can see good and bad. And talking about how it allows, you can manifest things, but it can literally change how you see things. So challenges that come up, when you're living with gratitude, when a challenge comes up, it changes your perspective, because it's necessary, and you're going to get something from it. So if, say, there's a roadblock, you're like, I've been working on this project, I'm trying to get this grant, I'm trying, whatever it is that you're working on, and you're like, why do I keep getting these roadblocks? Having an attitude of gratitude it allows you to understand that those challenges are there for you to learn something, for you to grow. Even if you don't get what you want this time, maybe there's something better for you. But having an attitude of gratitude allows you to look back on a situation or one that you're in right this second and say, okay, let me be grateful for this, because I know that it's for my highest good. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
What do you think about, how it changes your perspective?
So, I mean, there are times where I have been in the funk. Le funk. And I forced myself, and I mean, Mia shared her story too, and I forced myself to think of one thing. If I can't think of anything that I'm grateful for, I think of one thing that I'm grateful for. And to be honest, that changes my entire perspective on life. Like, life is not as bad. And then I also go back and I hear my father.
Because you were talking about how, the doctor said that anyone die. And your dad was like,
there are people getting some really bad news right now. And
like real bad news.
And all you have right now is someone that's being kind of petty and obnoxious and immature. That's something you can work through. But, you don't have a terminal illness. Mm-hmm. You have your full health. You're not living in a hospital. So I reflect on those conversations I've had with my father and I've had with, other people, which changes my perspective. So I would like to challenge you all to do that as well. Sometimes we can't think of something positive. I'm sure you've had clients who can't think of, it's like, man, I can't find shit. Everything is just going wrong.
Okay. Oh, I'm so glad you said that. Because this is what I tell clients when they're in that point. I'm gonna tell you what to be grateful for. The fact that you are sitting here having a conversation that you're reaching out for some healing. Be grateful for that, because that means there's just enough for you alive and well, giving a fuck, and knowing that there's more, and reaching out for yourself. And choosing you to have a conversation with a healer, to do a reading, whatever it is that you're doing. This is what I tell my clients. So the fact that you're even questioning what's going on with me, be grateful for that, because there's still fight in you. There's still something there for you. I think that honestly helps a lot. Okay, now let's get into how gratitude, because we always talk about love, and honestly, loving on yourself. Man, loving on yourself, boy. Ooh, why is learning to love self so difficult? But anyway, how having in the process of learning to love yourself, mm-hmm. gratitude allows you to see the beauty in your flaws. Yeah. So all the mistakes and everything that, and I think about this all the time. I think about this for real. This is one that's strong with me. I've had some challenges in life, and I am where I am, and I've been able to do the thing that I do, and it took me a while before I understood. I'm a cold ass bitch. Like, I'm just, but what really makes me cold is this challenges that I have persevered from, how resilient I am. Not because I'm perfect in any way, shape, or form. Health has been through some things, okay? Like, for real. Still growing and learning, but it allows me to see the beauty in that, because I would not be who I am. I would not be open to the fact, of my healing abilities. None of this if I didn't have gratitude for those challenges in my life. Because then, we talked about this moment before, having that aha moment where stuff just starts, you're like, oh, okay, I get it. And when you start having these type of moments where you get like, I get why this happened. I get why I went through this. I understand, why these things that I thought was the worst thing ever. When I talk about a gratitude mind shift, it literally will bring tears to you. You're just like, oh my goodness, I get it now. And you will have gratitude for that. So when people are going through the process of learning to love yourself, look at the stuff that you think is your wounds or your scars that we don't want people to see. When you get into that, whoo, out in that.
And so going into the loving yourself, like we talked
that
about,
underbelly.
Yes, we talked about like
Underbelly.
learning to love yourself with flaws and all. We talked about how, sometimes to really feel my divine feminine essence, I'll just dance.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll feel sensual, and I'll feel myself and love myself regardless of the flaws, regardless of the stretch marks that I have. And if I notice those stretch marks, I'll remind myself that I birthed life, like 2 lives from my body. And that allows me to have a better appreciation of my body. So honestly, it's just about shifting your perspective. And it takes practice. It's not going to be perfect, but it does take practice. So let's talk about, do you have anything else for the loving your flaws?
It was something. I did. When we say flaws, I want you to know I am calling it that because this is how we perceive them to be.
Right.
But I'm telling you, they're not flaws. These are,
It's perfect.
oh my God.
That's what makes you you.
Because and this is how we look at things. When we see a scar, a healed scar, and people immediately go to what happened for that to, for me to get this scar, and they think about the pain that caused, this scar to happen that ended up healing. We look at the wound.
Yep.
Even though it's healed, we still see that as a manifestation. This was bad. This something bad happened. Instead of looking at, look how my body, look how my mind, look how look how I healed. Yep. I healed myself. Instead of looking at look how magic I am, we go back to how did I get that in the first place? This is something different. This is a healed wound, and that's just there to remind you what you've been through and how resilient you are, not to remind you of the pain that it caused. Right. Do you know what I mean? So it's like
shifting your perspective.
That definitely shifts your perspective.
Yep.
But that allows you to for real love every piece of you. Because I know for the longest time it was
every piece.
I thought this was really okay. I can love the pieces of me that I'm not embarrassed about. And the pieces of me that I'm embarrassed about or I feel guilt or shame about, I don't have to love that because, duh, why would I? Until, some time and some years, some experience, he's fine. Brantley's playing with his toys. He's so cute. But, that's her puppy, not a baby. Just FYI.
Not.
That is
a human baby.
That is her fur baby. But, a little experience, a little age, a little wisdom, and then running into people who are also going through this allows you to see like, oh, this is the part that makes me cold. I get it now. This is, and then you're grateful for it because you're like, I would not be this if it weren't for that. That's beautiful to me.
Yeah. I would definitely not be where I am if it was not for my 2 failed relationships. But there are lessons that I've learned coming out of those relationships that I truly appreciate and I'm grateful for.
I would say that my understanding of love has definitely shifted. I no longer. I think I used to put limits on the possibilities of because I understand I can fully love somebody and not be with them because I just love myself a little bit more. But fully love. So it doesn't mean, just because you're not with someone doesn't mean all of a sudden you don't love them. It's just like, no, I have to choose.
Yeah, choose me.
Choose me. But, but honestly, it is being able to have a sense of gratitude for, for who you are and what you've been through. So you're just, I wouldn't have that depthfulness and understanding of like, oh my goodness, why am I putting gates on love? Love is everlasting.
Right.
It's, I feel love is the original emotion, is source. And so I'm trying to make it so, oh my goodness, it fits here. But having gratitude for my experiences, let me be like, oh, love is expanding.
Yeah.
It's always moving and flowing. And so that, that's also a sense of calm for me.
Mm-hmm.
But answer your whole.
Okay, so how would you advise someone who's like, you know what? I hear what you're saying. Find one thing I can be grateful for, but right now my life is shit, and there is nothing I can be thankful for.
Okay, so I'll say this. Okay, let's start with the shit. Like, dead ass. Because I'm going to meet you where you're at. Mm-hmm. So, okay, let's start with the shit. Why is your life shit? So, we're going to go through what you are describing your life as shit, and we're going to find how you can be grateful about that. Because I think if you try to take somebody from, no, oh my God, be grateful. At least you're born. Like, bitch, I don't care. Right now, where I am is I'm about 2 seconds off of murdering everybody, and you need to help me understand how I'm supposed to be. But, so start where you are. All right, well, let's look at that. And honestly, and how you got there, because guess what? Even if it's, I know that when I get out of this will never happen to me again. This right here is off the list of possibilities that's going to be in my life.
Oh yeah, because I won't be.
And I can't, and I can be thankful for that, or I can be. So start there. I say start where you are, and then we'll work our way up.
Yep.
Don't try to avoid where you are. Start where you are. What can I be grateful for right now in this situation where I'm hot fire mad? It shifts, I'm telling you. And also gratitude, real talk, you guys, it will. Gratitude would. Yeah, I got the crazy in me. I'm just saying. Gratitude will stop you from going above and beyond where you decisions that you want, because you want to always feel gratitude. So when you have gratitude for real, you will do things where you're not taking away from your own. I'm not about to take away from my own plate. Mm-hmm. And so having gratitude means I'm going to have gratitude for what's on my plate. So that means my behavior is going to change because I have gratitude for what's on this plate.
Which means that you'll continue to have more things coming to your plate.
Exactly. So I'm not allowing myself to get so mad where I'm willing to risk what's on this plate that I'm so grateful for. Because, do you know what I mean? Like,
all right, I won't be so mad.
No,
fine.
No. You're not mad. You're responding.
Yeah.
Look at my. Okay, but what would you say, Christy? Who's like, I don't have nothing to give.
I know, honestly, I've been there, and I've had to search for things, but there are things out there. There are gratitude meditations that will walk you through. It's like a guided meditation on gratitude that will try to, help to guide you in the direction of finding gratitude.
Just write a gratitude meditation. I'm sure we can knock that out.
Yeah.
I'm like,
And then, like we said, just find one thing. Or even if you can't find that one thing, just wake up and say, you know what? Thank you.
Woo! I'm telling you, please hear me when I tell you this, because I'm so thinking about it, where I was at this time in my life as I'm going through this journey. When I tell you, saying thank you in the morning is the only thing that got me out of bed. And if it was just, oh my God, I'm so grateful that I have to make sure that this human being in the next room has some food, so I has enough for me to get out of, thank you for just one is what got me. That feeling, just like, what's the point?
I've been there.
Anybody listen, I'm trying to tell you, whoa!
I have been there.
Woo! Look, I'm like, I feel that with every fiber of my being, because that's real. And gratitude that's what helped me. Are we on our homework for a week?
Takeaway.
Takeaway.
That's your takeaway.
And I don't say this lightly, and I think people like to throw a lot of things out there, but I really do mean this. I think that gratitude is one of the easiest the least complicated yet most powerful things you can do to shift your life. Having gratitude for who you are, where you are, what you have, even if it's not where you want to be, does not mean anything. Having gratitude helps you attract that. I think it's literally one of the most important things you could ever do for yourself.
Yeah. Excuse me, my voice. You guys know I'm getting over bronchitis. So excuse my voice. But I will say the takeaway is that gratitude changes your perspective on life. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, we are at temple work.
So, get back in our journals. Okay, guys.
Everyone should have one by now.
So I'm going to give you a few gratitude journal prompts, okay? Pick one or two. I would say just do two. So this week we're going to practice some gratitude, right? So what I want to start with is, how can I say, we talked about like when you're in Le Funk, and how do I get gratitude when I'm in Le Funk? So here's a practice, a journal prompt to get you to start thinking about that. What's a life lesson that you have learned? And as we know, I'm not talking. Okay, now hear me, because words have meaning. Not a lesson. A pearl of wisdom someone has dropped on you and given you some knowledge. When I say learned, I mean experience. I mean you have actually experienced this lesson. Now what somebody has told you. And oftentimes these life lessons are challenging. So if you have trouble being able to see the gratitude and the beauty in where you are at this moment, if you go back to it like, hey, I've felt like this before. I felt disappointed. I felt scared. I felt confused. I felt betrayed. I've been down one of these places before, and I learned something from that. Start there, because then it opens your eyes to, oh, wait a minute, hold on. Okay, your brain start moving, and you're like, wait a minute, I do have stuff to be grateful for.
It's like, wait, why am I doing this?
Yes. Here's another one. How please, can we do this one? Something positive about your body.
Oh,
write in your journal something that you're grateful for about your body. It could be your whole body. It could be a piece of your body. It could be, your new body. Whatever you do, whatever's covered, just, if it's fine, start there. That's another one. Here's, going back to how do I find goodness in darkness, or how do I find light in darkness? A journal prompt for showing some type of gratitude is a challenge that you're grateful for. And it could be anything. I think about my birth process with my daughter. It was, I ended up having to have a C-section. I was in labor for 36 hours, and her heart rate started dropping. I thought that was literally the worst moment in my, it's just like everything leaves, the air is sucked out of the room. And
look at her now.
And I'm thank you, but I'm grateful for that challenge, because it just in that moment that when everything was going on, it made me so grateful for the process and the fact that I was even I could really even be in this space, and I considered it a challenge. I just it could be something like that, or it could be hey, I took the MCAT for 4 years before I got a good enough grades. You have before I passed in my exams, but that challenge made you so much colder. So by the time you got in med school, I was the top of my class because I literally was on top of it. Yep. But it came out of a challenge. Okay, I'll give you guys another one. The biggest gift in your life right now. When you think about what am I most grateful, the biggest gift in my life, it could be a personal skill, a person, hell, a thing, you pet puppies, whatever it is, find something. Like, I'm really grateful for this in my life right now, this gift that I have. And then, okay, I'm going to give you one more. Okay. I'll give you two more, that's it. Pick one or two. One is a freedom that we're grateful for. I'm gonna tell you why this one is interesting to me, because it's something about the ability to be free for me of mind, of thought, and relationship, and everything is very big. So there are certain things that it's not that we take them for granted. It's just that it's a part of our life. And when you start thinking about people in other countries, or even people in our countries, that I can literally look out my window. I can't, you know what I mean? There are certain freedoms that I
That's true.
indulge in every day, that I know if someone said to me, think this is why everybody was clowning, thank you. This is why everybody's clowning about the mask, because they feel like you're taking a freedom away from me. This is why people, you know what I mean? Like, they attach it to like, so I just can't be. But it's just all type of stuff. Let me be something else, but find something, a freedom, not a freedom you feel like, oh, we get, no, a freedom you are thankful. I'm free to do. I would say this younger generation, when we were growing up, we were taught you get a job. In our generation, you get a job, and it's not necessarily the word assimilate, but it's in order for you to be successful. This was what is ingrained in our head. In order for you to be successful, you need to assimilate and make people of other cultures feel comfortable with you. But your younger generations, you guys have a freedom to just be, and it's celebrated and actually. That's a freedom we did not have.
No, it wasn't.
Let me tell you.
You just be quiet. And
I had two voices. The one y'all hear right now, and the one that I used at work, because I wanted to make my colleagues feel comfortable and understand that not only was I able, but I was committed to being in fellowship with them. But then I have to have another voice. You guys don't have that. A lot of people don't have that issue. That's a freedom to just be me. Not me, but still, I didn't have it then. Okay.
That's true.
And then a person that you're glad to have in your life.
Aww.
It could be anybody. Anybody. Just if
I'm glad to have you in my life, Brantley.
I'm glad to have you. She said, "I'm glad to have you in my life." Brantley said,
"You too, Mimi."
Oh, look at him. He's so cute. I would be glad to have him too. He's so sweet. So practice for the next week every day. Do one of the 5 that I just said, one a day, or pick 2 for the week. But just get in the habit of seeing gratitude for where you are. Start being in the moment.
Yep.
So that's the temple work for the week.
That is awesome. And I will say that so many of you who are following me on my personal page know that I moved out of my house because I'm going through a divorce. And so now I'm in this new space. And so I've been, like, sunrises have been a huge thing for me. And every time I see a new sunrise, it's just like, oh my goodness, to be able to witness this, I am so grateful for that.
Yes.
So this is a really great assignment. I really hope that each and every one of you will do it. Find 1 or 2 things and journal this week. So now this leads us into this week's featured crystal.
What we got?
This week's featured crystal. Okay, I'm going to also make this a little bit shorter, so I'm not going to go as in depth as before. If you guys don't like it, let me know. Let us know. So this week's featured crystal is Hiddenite. Hiddenite it deals with interpersonal love, heart healing, and gratitude. The element is water. Chakra is heart. Because of course, feeling the feels and all that good feeling, the great gratitude and thankfulness and love, it's from the heart. So the description of this crystal, it's a master stone of the heart. It teaches us to receive the love of the divine and return that love in kind through the frequency of gratitude. From the gratitude vibration, we learn the true gifts of life and we learn what is real. Within this frequency, we heal and we become renewed because in this space, we touch the heart of the divine through showing gratitude. And the divine, that's God, that's spirit, whoever you choose to call source. This crystal also has the power to lighten our mood and release depressing thoughts. It does so by teaching us to appreciate the path we are on and renews our sense of hope. This is a great crystal for gratitude because it helps us find solace and peace in every single moment of our lives. And so as a result, we're able to release negative thoughts with more ease, and we see each day as a new opportunity to experience joy. So I thought this was a really great crystal. Honestly, truth be told, I have not had any personal experience with the crystal. this particular crystal, but I did order did order it just because I would like to work with it and
It looks
just
like emerald.
feel the vibration. It does.
So I wanted to. I haven't seen one.
So emerald was almost the crystal for today.
But you know, I love me some emerald. I love emerald.
Yeah, emerald is amazing. But then when I saw this, I was like, no, this is the one.
So Hiddenite is a. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm over here in Encyclopedia Britannica. Is a town in North Carolina where they originally found.
Oh, I had no idea.
So and I think they still have the mines there. So when we went, I was trying to figure out how close it was to where we were because that was someplace I wanted to go into the mines.
Really?
Now I have not seen it. I don't have any Hiddenite, but I do remember. I thought it was just such a beautiful story. You know, I love some good crystal energy, so I wanted to go.
Don't sleep on this crystal energy, y'all.
For real, it's beautiful. So, but I haven't worked with it, but I do. Just because of when I was looking for, again for something to kind of help you through those times, help you show gratitude, and it's something. It's definitely. From what I understand, and again, I have not worked with it, but from what I understand, which is why I'm interested in trying to find it, it's a mood elevating, type stone, and so green, heart chakra,
or pink,
yes, but I love something. So that's how I even heard of this. It's only because of that. And then my old researching, but I'm like, oh my God, it's a city I want to go, but I would definitely look forward to it, but I want to. Some crystals I feel comfortable buying. It's just me online. Some I need it to pick me. I need to see it.
Yeah.
And but there are certain crystals but I'm not like that with all crystals.
Yeah, usually when I order stuff online, it has I have to feel it, and then I'll order. But I do agree. There are some crystals where it's you just need to be in person and you need to feel the energy. But the affirmation for this particular crystal, and actually for today's episode, is I am grateful for another day to learn and grow on my journey. And wherever that journey may be for you. It's going to be different for everyone, but just find gratitude in where you are.
All right. Okay, real quick. This is a very quick message. Our message for the day, for the collective. So, it is quick, but boy, I swear stuff. Ooh, okay. The I am presence. Source, creator, God, whatever it is, you like to name the creation, the creator, is here and present in the moment with you at all times. Understand that every last one of us, you guys, is a manifestation of the source's creation, of his or her or its, because God or source is all being. So we like to try to put a gender or something like that. Doesn't even exist because source created that. So every last one of us is a manifestation of the source's creation. And so yes, that means that everyone, guys, seriously, when we talk about seeing the God in people, that's a real thing, because we're understanding that we're all connected to the source of all, which is why when we talk about tapping into energies, everyone is able to tap into any energy of any being around you.
Yep.
Your animals. We'll talk about our babies. Your plants.
Yep.
Deities, your spirits, your extraterrestrial friends, whatever. Because we're all from the same source, so we all have this same divine energy running through us. Like, any of you guys know somebody who's they talk to their plants and they're beautiful and big, because they've literally understood how to tap into the energy of that plant, because everything is energy. But no, so the message is, because you can tap into the energy source and be connected to any and everything that is here on earth with you, you should take advantage of that, because and the more you learn about others and understand your energy, you elevate yourself.
Yep.
So the only difference between someone who's more aware or is able to tap into these different energies several different energies is that it just depends on where you are on that scale of awareness, right? So if you are listening to this podcast right now, you're on the scale of awareness.
You are on the scale.
You someplace on that scale. Where you are is, your personal experience, but you are on the scale of awareness. So those who aren't willing, there are people who just literally aren't willing to accept the divinity in them. So imagine they're not on the scale yet. They're a 0. When you start to ask the question, and you're listening to this, you accept that you're a little bit higher on the awareness scale because you accept that there's divinity in you. So Source just wants us to remember that Source energy is in us and always acceptable to us. And it is in everything on this planet. Everything is energy. Okay?
Everything.
And so it is. That's all I got to say, y'all.
All right. That was good. That was a word. I hope you all enjoyed this episode.
Mm-hmm.
I think I already know gratitude is huge. And
Huge.
once I focus on, once I shift my thoughts on being grateful every day, I will say that has shifted my life tremendously. So I hope that you guys will take heed, do the temple work, find at least one thing that you're grateful for. And
every day. Yo, I'm telling you.
Every single day.
It got me out of bed. When I say minimally 2 months, that's how I got out of bed. Not joking.
Yeah.
Minimally. If I really go back and look at my journal, this is why I journal, because it's good to see our growth. Guys, hint, hint, wink, wink.
Get that journal, y'all.
It's good to see your growth. If I really went back and logged it, it's probably way more than 2 months. I mean, that was the only thing. What we talking about next week?
Next week, you know what? Let's talk about relationships again.
Yes! We gonna talk about,
oh my gosh.
Y'all don't get married, but I'm just gonna say it anyway. Look, y'all know what's going on. These COVID relationships is ending. That quarantine cock and quarantine coochie is getting kicked to the curb. So let's talk about healing after these relationships, y'all.
So that tells you the type of conversation we're about to have.
I
but no, it's needed. Right. She said what she said, and she meant what she
y'all
said.
Know these COVID couples is like, oh shit, they trying to dump that quarantine couple.
Right.
Better hit the road, Jack.
Don't you come back no more.
Don't
do it.
Don't listen to me. I'm over here being silly.
Don't do the COVID coochie. Don't do the COVID cock. But as we come to a close, I just want to thank everyone for listening to us. Thank you for listening to Queens and Crystal Things. And I mean, I'm grateful. I am. I'm really grateful for this podcast.
Me too. Absolutely.
And honestly, this is something that, I mean, I can be in a funk, or I could have had a hard work day, and sometimes it's a struggle to get to this place where we record. But then once we record, it's oh my gosh, this is I really enjoy it.
I'm in my moment. I'm in the moment.
I really enjoy it.
So we hope you guys enjoy it as much as we enjoy doing it, because this is a release for us too, y'all.
It is.
We all shifting our mind, raising the consciousness, and manifesting shit.
Yes,
okay,
we
for
are.
real. That's real talk. I'm going. You know what? I think next episode, I'm going to use my work voice. I wonder if I can tap back into it, because once I figured out I have to do it to make money, I was like, goodbye. No care. No fucks. No, don't have them. Who? Okay, Bobby. I don't. What? No.
We'll see if you. Yeah.
Okay. Look. Okay, I can't do it after this. Why? We didn't drink a bottle at all of Cab. That did not happen.
I'm telling you, you just watch and observe people long enough, they will tell you the truth. Mm-hmm. We've been talking about that all evening. But anyway, outside of the podcast. But thank you.
So next week we're going to talk about relationships. We're going to talk about healing after relationships, growing after relationships. And actually, I guarantee you it's probably a couple of people who listen to this episode on gratitude were like, hey, I don't have gratitude for this stinking Negro person next to me. Help me.
It's blink twice if you need help.
Right. So we're gonna talk about healing and growing after
Yeah.
relationships next week, y'all. So talk to you guys later.
Yes, and if you have any questions for us before the next show, you know how to find us.
At 2 Queens Crystal Things on IG. And then at Christie R. Edwards. And that's a Christie with an IE, R. Edwards. And then you can find Mia at
Wings Unleashed
444. Yes, I'm about my numerology because the 444 was telling me to get it together. Snatch it up, lady. Okay, guys. Light, peace, love, and soul.